I don't think I've ever told anyone that before.
I can definitely chime in on those type of secrets. You know, as a kid, we were like beyond poor.
You said beyond poor?
Beyond.
What does that mean?
Like beyond.
Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 19. So, Belle'Jolie, let me ask you something, girl. I just want to ask you something. Your mama, who had 5 kids and poor, y'all was beyond poor. I've never heard that statement before, but you know you learn something every day, right? Y'all was beyond poor. She's later going to say how there were days she had toothpaste for a meal. I ain't never heard that before either. Y'all was beyond poor, and you think Mecca is the man you want to be with forever and have children with. Don't you think Belle'Jolie, she's going to later say that's why she works so hard. Don't you think you should probably try to choose a better man to have a life with and have children with? Huh? And how many kids you want to have? Because your mama had 5 kids. I don't know. Mama kept popping out these babies for these men, and y'all is beyond poor. And I'm like, well, what happened to the food stamps? Y'all didn't get no food stamps? I just have a lot of questions, because I would think, based on how you were raised, you wouldn't want that for your children, right? You would want something better. But Belle'Jolie, it don't look like you're trying to get away from Mecca, honey. It looked like you're trying to work things out with him. And I'm like, girl, run for the hills from whence cometh your help. Your help comes from Cousin Jim. Hi, cousins. Good morning. It's Thursday. And I was up early, so I could do this review before I go to work. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. If you're new here, my name is Janice, cousin Janice. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, hype this video. Please interact with the video. Leave a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, and let me know what you think. So it begins with Marissa meeting with her friends. Finally, she's doing something that she wants to do with her friends. And she talked about how her and Adam had a bad day. And, like he wants to play pickleball all the time. And they're like, oof, because, they already know she's the prissy girl, which even prissy girl exercise. So it doesn't look as if Marissa want to even go outside and walk, girl, which to me something's crazy wrong with you, because we have to exercise, okay? So both of her friends are married, and one of the friends said, well, I was worried about you trying to go backwards to who you are. In her voiceover, she said, her 23-year-old self would try to adjust to Adam. Yeah, that's why 23-year-olds shouldn't be in committed relationships, should not be married. We're talking about the 21st century now, okay? We're not talking about your great-great-great-great-grandmama. Please. 23-year-olds, and you should not have boyfriends and be committed relationships, because you're trying to figure out what it is that you like, figuring out who you are. And Marissa at 23 didn't know who she is. And I don't think she really knows who she is now. I forgot how old she is. I think Marissa needs to take some time, work on her anxiety, work on the depression. She says she's not really depressed now. But she really needs to take time and work on her and figure out who she is, and just have a list of characters about herself that she liked, that she will not compromise. Adam later comes in, and Adam looked good from behind. Those broad, I love a man with broad shoulders, honey. My husband has really nice broad shoulders. I love a man that has nice broad shoulders, okay? And even though Adam is skinny, because he's been working out, his shoulders are really broad and nice. So he comes in, they talk to the friends, and they're laughing, and they ask him, what are your top 3? And he only gave 2. Adam, you could have said you loved she was pretty. Okay, he loved that she's supportive, she has a great sense of humor. Those things are extremely extremely important. She did mention that she noticed that ever since the group meeting, when he said he had an ex-girlfriend that had all the physical capabilities that she... See, when I tell you my husband get on my nerves, like, the light was off in the living room. He went into the living room to pick up his computer. Why did you leave the light on? Okay? Those things annoy me. Okay, did you see how I just look up where you leave the light on? But these are little things, because one of the other couples said these are little things, you just have to kind of work out, okay? What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. She said that she noticed that ever since the group date, when he said he had an ex-girlfriend that had all the physical capabilities, he had that he's kind of pulled back a little bit. I think pulling back is good, Marissa, because you guys are not a match. She also says she really wants this to work. But she's not going to sacrifice who she is. And in her voiceover, she said she hasn't really been honest about who she is. Right. But I don't think you know who you are either, Marissa. I think you're still trying to figure that out. And I think before you can be happily married and committed in a relationship, you need to kind of figure out who you are. And she said there's no other way to show up other than being your true self. And so before, she was trying to be what he likes and be what he wants. And she was exhausted with the pickleball. And now she's being her real self. Y'all not gonna work out. Y'all too different. Y'all too different, because Marissa doesn't even want to exercise. No, Adam is extreme. They should not have matched a girl who don't want to even go outside and walk to get your heart rate up with somebody who's intense as Adam, because one of the girlfriends said it sounds like he goes from 0 to 100. That's who he is. So he don't need to be matched with somebody who don't even want to exercise. He would be too much for me. Okay? Because in the summer, I'm not going outside. I take the train to work. I don't do that in the summer. It is rare that I have to take the train because it's too hot for me. I don't like the heat. So if I can't drive or my husband can't pick me up, well, then I have to take the train if he has to drive into New York. But other than that, so Adam needs somebody who's as intense as he is, or he needs to come down about 50% and meet a young woman who would go to the gym with him maybe once or twice a week, or play pickleball once a week. But Adam, 5 days a week, said, that's a bit too much. I am happy, though, for Marissa that she's finally coming into herself. We go over to Courtney and Nick, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, who would have thought that Nick would be the good guy between Courtney and Nick? Because in the beginning, we were all like, girl, he's not really here for all the right reasons, girl. He's not here for all the right reasons, girl. And he seemed to be really trying, and Courtney, Courtney is not a pretty girl. And I don't think I've ever said this on any Married at First Sight season. I don't think I might have said it. But this may be my first time on Married at First Sight history. I've missed two seasons where I was tired and I needed a break. But I don't think I've ever said one of the girls are not pretty. You know what I mean. The opposite of not pretty. Her personality is ugly. I heard you, cousin. I heard you. Put it in the chat. I heard you. I felt like she was projecting on Nick. That's how I feel. And thank God, Nick and I, we are connected, because he later said she's trying to project on me. She then said, listen to what she says. She says, I feel like I've turned something off in you. And he was like, yeah, because everything I try to do, you try to shut me down. I've said you're pretty. The dress is nice. But you don't say that to me. She said, I mother effing said that to you. He said, no, you haven't. You said it to me twice in group date that I was hot. Oh, I always say you're hot. I text you, you're hot. He said, I've complimented you, your dress. You don't compliment me. So ladies, these are things you need to learn. They compliment us. We need to compliment them. Ooh, Mike. Ooh, you look good in that suit. I bought my husband a blue suit for Father's Day one year or his birthday. That is my favorite suit. He looks so good in that suit. But compliment each other. Thank you. My husband, I was tired yesterday. And I'm not doing them dishes. And my husband got home and he cleaned up the kitchen. He loaded the dishwasher, cleaned up the sink, cleaned off the counter. And when I got up this morning to come downstairs to make coffee, everything was clean. And I went back upstairs and was like, oh my God, Mike, you did such a great job with the sink. I really appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. You need to be complimenting the men also and praising them, okay? He feels as if she's deflecting. I feel so too. Because she's saying, I want you to show up as your real self. And he said, but I showed up at my real self and you criticized me. And then the producer's so messy, but I love y'all. They brought back in the car when they were going to see his parents and her parents, and they were driving, and he said, let's boogie. She says to him, my grandmother used to say that, and it used to irritate me, and you are not that old. Perfect example they showed, right? She's deflecting, criticizing him, and trying to put it back on him. And he said, like, you know, he adapt to his environment. So if you're goofy, I'm goofy. If you're serious, I'm serious. And he said, like, let's talk about the espresso machine. You was talking about me couldn't fix the espresso machine for like a week, and that's demoralizing. She was like, oh, I was joking. She didn't say joking, but that's my term. That's not, oh, that's banter. That's not banter. That's not banter. You're criticizing him and you're shocked and turned off that he could not fix the espresso machine. So that's not something you would banter about. Okay? That's not him not being able to fix the espresso machine is not something you would banter about, Courtney. But, you know, just throw Courtney and Caitlyn off the earth. Please, get rid of him. I just cannot. And she's talking about, I want you to be comfortable around me. And he was like, what? I try to be comfortable around me. I'm your wife. You should be able to comfort. I think Courtney is living in another world. Because everything she said makes absolutely no sense. Because you're saying now you want him to be everything that he was before, but you're criticizing him cutting down at the knee, and now you are hurt and offended that he's not being his true self. Girl, bye. So we go over to Michelle and Cam. They're having espresso. And he's talking about coaching this morning that he yelled at the guys. He's not like that. He is worried that they will both lose passion. Oh, Cam. Because you were hard on Felipe when Felipe said it. But Felipe is a playboy, a wannabe. Cam to me is different. And I hate that he's trying to express himself and Michelle is trying to cut him off and to convince him otherwise of what he is saying. Like, I think now Cam is coming down to level out and he's really thinking about the future in the long term. So he's talking about married for 30 years, how to maintain passion. Let me tell you something my marriage counselor said. He said, loving a person is more important than passion, right? Because passion is the sex, grab my hair, pull me, throw me on the table, bend me over the couch, okay? That's not every day, all day. You know what I mean? That's that passion. That, you know, smack my ass, you know, do me like Chris Brown was doing that girl on the bed, you know, that's passion. Hashtag passion, cause passion, right? But that's not every day. That's not all day. because we have a family. We got to go to work. You got homework. You got books to read. The kids vomiting. Kids pooping all over the place. Kids got diarrhea. He get on your nerves. But do you love the person? Do you love the person? So you can't have your marriage based on passion. Passion to me is the icing on the cake. But you need the foundation because that icing is going to melt. But once the icing melts, what's left is the foundation. So loving the person, me loving my husband, is more important than us having passion for him to throw me over the couch and bang me out like Chris Brown banged that girl out. Do you understand? But I feel like Cam is trying to make sense of everything, and Michelle, with her pygmesia self, is trying to talk him out of his thoughts. Though I will say I did like Michelle in this section. Let me just say that. Just them sitting there talking, I did like that. Michelle is saying, I wonder if he have doubts about me. Yeah, because now if he has doubts, she's going to go psycho because she's psycho. Okay. She did say commitment is a choice. Yes, I love this, Michelle. Commitment is a choice. You have to be committed. You have to choose to be committed to the marriage. That no matter what, every day you wake up and you are committed to your marriage. The same way every day you get up and you're committed to the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay? The same way, ladies, we don't marry men that's struggling with drugs and porn and all of this stuff. Because every day they need to get up and make the commitment that they are done with it. And you might get up one day and decide, no, you want some meth. Hello, Andrew Gilliam. So that's why we don't marry those things. I absolutely love that. And Pastor Cal, that's one of the things Pastor Cal said, that commitment is a choice. You can't be running down passion. You must be committed to the marriage, and you build your marriage based on foundation. And the passion will come. Though I am not saying, ladies who are dating for marriage, not to marry a man who you're not passionate about. I couldn't do it because Nikki's not passionate about Sean. Do you see the difference? Okay. We go over Caitlyn and Devon. They're having lunch and she's in her feelings. And he asked her the question, what's one topic you can talk about for hours? And of course she said, what is her thing? Harry Potter. Okay, girl. She was hurting in her feelings and brought up the group date. And he said he wasn't trying to put her on blast. And she said, I thought we had a good day, that you shouldn't have been talking to me about that in public. And I'm like, you and Courtney are living in an altered universe? Because I don't know how you can say that. Then he said they had a great night last night. They was watching TV. He wants to cuddle up on the couch. She don't want to do that. She want to sit across from him, put her legs over the couch. He wants to cuddle in bed. She don't want to do that. She want to go to bed at 8:30. He's like, okay, I'll go to bed at 8:30, but I want to cuddle. She don't want to do that. Throw her off their universe because I don't know what she's talking about. Him putting her on blast. And Devin already told us that you like to do stuff on camera, but as soon as the camera goes off, you're this other person. We don't believe anything you say. Okay, you say. So we go over back to Belle'Jolie and Mecca, and they're on the balcony having hot cocoa, and that's why I want to have a balcony like that, so I could go in and have a hot cocoa. He drink it, it's hot, and he's like, why didn't you tell me it was hot? And she's like, it's hot cocoa. So they're talking about childhood memories, and she talked about catching the snow in the cup and then putting hot cocoa in it and drinking something. That's cute. He talks about how he was jealous of his siblings. They had phones and social media, but he couldn't because he was a difficult child. He didn't say that. I'm using that word. And the daddy would whoop him. He peed his bed until he was 13. He did something was bad. The daddy would whoop him. He was jealous of his brothers and sisters. Belle'Jolie said, you don't think they were they did things bad. And he was like, not the way I was doing it. I was acting out. And the dad, I would think, would have common sense to bring the boy to counseling. He's had a lot of traumatic experience. His mama left, the stepmama left with the siblings. And he hasn't realized yet at 28 years old that they didn't leave because of him. They left because of his terrible father. That's why he left. He left. Okay. And to me, Mecca is such a terrible man and father that he's not realizing, and he's not telling Mecca that they left because of him. Him logic. Nothing Mecca did. Mecca didn't do anything. He was a child. And then he was acting out because of the trauma. And then the daddy was beating him. No wonder he was pissing his bed till he was 3, till he was 13. Until he was 13, my little boy wore his underwear to bed at 3. Little Michael has never, he's 11 years, he's never peed the bed. And was going to bed in underwear at 3 years old. Because he wanted to be potty trained early at 14 months. He was taking off his diaper and his pants, walking around at the daycare. So by the time he got to 3, he was fully potty trained, but he was wearing underwear and never peed the bed, though he nursed till he was almost 6. So Mecca, logic, you're beating the boy, and you should have brought that poor child to counseling. Belle'Jolie talks about being beyond poor, girl. I don't understand beyond poor, but you think Mecca is going to help you or make your life and your kids' life better? Like, if you was beyond poor, why you not trying to say, no, he not good? But the thing is, that's what she knows. She knows struggle. Especially for a lot of Black women, that's all you know is struggling. That's the norm for you. You've never had anything other than struggle, so you think it's okay to struggle. And then the mama keep popping out kids and you can't take care of them. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me that you keep popping babies out. 5 kids. You want to tell me now one of the baby daddy was a good baby daddy, could give you some money so you and your kids is not beyond poor. She talked about how they were all in one room. Yeah, that's 5 kids in one room. That's beyond poor. So I just want something to click in Belle'Jolie's mind. Like, wait a minute. I don't want to struggle, because if you stay married to, what's his name? You and your kids are going to be beyond poor. You're not going to be too much better than your mama and the life you had. But unfortunately for Belle'Jolie, that's all she knows. She don't know any better. All she knows is struggling and poverty. So she thinks that's norm. My heart really goes out to her. She's such a pretty girl. And I would love for her to, just want more.
We've lived in no lights, no water, none of that. Like, we've had to bathe with buckets, like all types of crazy stuff. Like, me and my siblings and my mom, all of us in one room.
Yeah, that's poverty. That's poverty. And I want so much more for you, but you don't want it for yourself, girl. So then they talk about, Mecca brought up, so that's why birthdays, she said, but when their birthday comes, her mama would find it. That's a good mama. Okay. And Mecca asked her, so that's why birthdays are very important to you. She was like, yeah. And Mecca says her birthday's coming up, so he's going to have to go all out for her birthday, because birthday is very, what's the word he used? Pivotal? Is that the word he used? I'm like, okay, Mecca, trying to use some big words. Birthdays are very pivotal. I think that's the word he used, pivotal, for her. Okay, y'all, I'm at the 34 mark of episode 13. And on my computer, this episode is 52 minutes long. 34, 42, 52. So we're 10 minutes away from the end of the series, of the episode, and we haven't seen Sean and Nikki. Oh my God, do I have to change my thumbnail? Where is Sean and Nikki? What happened? Will they be the couple to walk away? Because you can't tell me we're 10 minutes from the end of the episode and we haven't seen them. We back over at Felipe. Woo, loud. Okay, child. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we go back over to Caitlyn and Devon. They're watching rugby and they're talking, and she's talking about, I like this team because I like their jersey. He's like, that's a very girl answer. I'm like that too, okay? My husband said, babe, the game is about saying, what's the colors? What colors play, Mike? I thought that was cute, okay? Cam and Michelle, they're on a date and they're talking about their dates. And she said she went out on one date and he started peeling. On the first date, he went out with a girl and she said she was on, what was she on? Ice? Crystal? Med? Spirits? I forgot. I didn't write it down. So Tori's at the apartment. They're babysitting Felipe's mom cat, and she only have 3 legs. That's an ugly cat. Looks like Courtney. No, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. She's talking to the friend, and she said how Felipe brought up that he wants the single life, and she was like, this is so strange, and he said that in front of everybody, and this came out of nowhere, and we haven't talked about it before, and oh my god, this is so strange. Hi, baby. Yeah, last night you wanted to say hi to the cousins. There you go. Hi. No, turn around and say hi. Let them see you here. Turn around real quick. Come here, Michael. You look beautiful. Come. You sprayed your hair and everything? Okay. I love you. You leaving? Okay. He said, hi. And Tori's been reading my book because she said, I don't want to build a boy. And I'm like, yes, Tori, yes. Okay. She said that his mom does everything for him. Shop, buys his clothes. She said he sleeps till 10, then he get up and go to work. He doesn't do anything. He can't trust her. She can't trust him to do anything. She can't even trust him to drop the dog off at the vet. And she's saying there's a lot of orange flags. Not pink. Orange flags. Mm-hmm. She said he's not sure about marriage. The friend said that is gross behavior. Tori was like, he's so indecisive. And she's like, she's really thinking about it because there's nowhere she can overlook all these flags. And I'm like, yes, Tori. Tori's saying everything she needs to say, but I still think she's going to say yes on decision day. That rhymes. She's saying everything she needs to say, but she's going to say yes on decision day. Don't steal my quote, girl. Okay. So, Tori, these are the things you think about. When the babies come, is he going to be able to drop the baby off at daycare? I don't understand. Felipe, why are you? And again, I have to cut Felipe a little bit of slack because Felipe is 28. I think he's 28. Put the age in the chat for me. Mecca is 28. So the boys under 30, I have to cut them a little slack because they're not developed. They haven't grown up yet. Their number is 28, but they're really like 20 or 19. Okay. And so at this age, that's what Felipe is supposed to do. Stay out late, sleep all day, get up and go to work. Right now, at this age, he should not have the responsibility of a family. But Felipe, why did you come on the show? You're messing it up for Tori. Tori wanted somebody who was ready to settle down, get married, and have kids, and that's not you. We go over to Mecca and Belle'Jolie, and he decorated for her birthday. I'm like, go ahead, Mecca. You trying to show me up? Mecca trying to show me up. He had the candles. It was beautiful. She came home. She was trying to get in the house. The fire alarm went off. He lit the candle. It was so nice. The strawberry, I was like, ooh, that looks like a delicious cake. It was beautiful. I thought the fire alarm going off. He's fanning the fire alarm, and Belle was like, open the window. I thought that was so cute and funny. I absolutely love it. I thought it was hilarious. She went over there to her gift bag, and he got her all her angry foods. And I'm like, oh my God, that is something Mike would do for me. Give me my not angry food, but get me the things that I like. And then he was like, "Ooh, what's this?" She opened it. It was a cute little pink purse. I don't know names of purse now, so I don't know if that was a name brand purse, but I do know the perfume looked like name brand because my girlfriend has one of those. And she said she's never experienced this before. As gorgeous as she is, you've never had a guy to buy you gifts and just spoil you on your birthday. She said it's not about the gifts, it's about the thought. And he brought up, he said, I based on everything I did tonight, I think you love me, because that's the feelings I was trying to evoke. So I think he's feeling like he loves her, but he wants her to say it. And she's like, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm not exactly there. Don't say Belle'Jolie. Do not say it yet. Let him say. Don't tell no man you love him first. Go. If he don't say first, you just moving on. Then we go back over to Felipe, girl. Still no Nikki and Sean. Where is Nikki and Sean? I'm gonna have to change my thumbnail now. Where is Nikki and Sean? Where they at? Where are they? Have a good day, okay? So we at Tori and Felipe, and they're sitting on the couch, and she's saying, "I don't trust that you could take care of my dog." So, girl, if he can't take care of a dog, girl, how you gonna trust him to take care of the baby? Huh? So the couples are getting ready for their dates, and Belle'Jolie dressed. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. I love it. She looks like a baby doll. He was like, Mecca was like, "Oh my god, there's a Barbie sitting in my living room." Why aren't you guys having a birthday party for Bel, or is it that you had a birthday party for Courtney because it was just happened that day y'all was having a group day? Okay, I won't think you won't be having a birthday party for the black girl, but okay. Marissa and Adam comes in. Love the dress, Marissa. I would wear that. I would wear it. I would wear it out of. I mean, it looked like a negligee, but I would wear it because it's a dress, but looks like a negligee. Absolutely gorgeous and pretty. So Felipe and Tori comes in and asks Adam why he didn't change. He said, "Adam, what you been doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I've just been working." He was like, "So you didn't get a chance to change?" And you could tell Adam was like, this piece of crap. And he was like, "No, what were you doing?" And Felipe was like, "Well, I just went shopping today." Okay. So sometimes you might not get to change. Okay. Marissa actually looks like she came from home. Adam looks like, what does Adam do again? I forgot. He came from work. Okay. I thought that was a low blow, Felipe. Okay, Adam should pull you to the side and give it to you. Okay. Oh wait. Back up. No. Wrong page, girl. Okay, wrong page. Rewind minus what you just heard. Okay. So Felipe and Tori, and they're sitting there. He comes home. They're talking, and she's like, "I need you to step up. I don't really trust you with the dog." So on and so forth. She had a deep heart conversation with him. And he was like, "Oh my God, I thought I wasn't as a great husband as I was." Of course you're not. You're an F boy. Okay. Which at 28, I ain't got nothing to say about it. Okay. I just think you should not have been on the show. She said, "I want you to do more around the house." And she brought up that they're nervous about the group session because of what happened the last time. It doesn't feel good about what going to the group because of Felipe talking about, "Oh, I just like to sleep with women." Okay. So finally, at the 39-minute mark, there is Nikki and Sean, and they're on a date, and it was cute. Then they talked about money. They aligned on what they want to do with the future, but not. Well, she didn't say this. She didn't say what they did about money. He said they could have an account for what they want to do for their marriage. She said, "You do 25 and I do 25. That sounds like a roommate." Can Sean afford $25,000, $2,500 a month, Nikki? He want to do stuff about their investment and stuff. So I'm saying, Sean, you almost 50. You don't have any investments. You wait to get married to have some kind of investment, Sean. I'm kind of confused about what you say. You should already have your stuff. Any little thing you do together, it should just be a taxable account. But both of y'all at this big old age of damn near 50 should already have your own stuff together. Okay. She said they align on values of what they want, but she didn't say how much. They didn't talk about how much he made. That's what I want to know. Okay. So the couples are getting ready. I talked about Bel dress, Caitlyn and Devon. He said he microanalyzed. I like that, but I think it's because he's a sports guy, so he has to microanalyze everything. Court and Nikki, Courtney, I'm exhausted with her. I'm like this. She's putting it on Nick, but it's really her who is the problem. And she's, I want to be your real self. And he was like, but you invalidate me. Right. Evaluate him. So the group, Mecca, Bel's dress. The Felipe asks about Adam. Punch him in his mouth, Adam. So the expressor tonight is about truth. We want you to live in your truth. Some of you are not being truthful, and so on and so forth. And he said, be prepared to be all in or not. So the first couple is, of course, Courtney and Nick. And he's like, Nick is like, you know, I'm not feeling no romance. Like, we could be good friends and stuff like that. And, you know, he said, I admire some things about you. Dr. Lisa said something that was wonderful. She said, yes, but can you build a marriage? Like, everybody's saying, I like this about him. I like this about her. But can you build a marriage on that? They asked Nick about the romance. He's like, no, I'm not really feeling romantic about that. And then here comes Courtney with her dirty cussing mouth. Oh, it's not about mother effing you. This is about us and us. And we're going to pick up from there, because then it goes out. And then they ask them, well, what are we doing? Are you ready to end your marriage tonight? And that's where it cut off. And I hope to God Nick says yes, because I am so exhausted of Courtney. I just cannot take her anymore. Like, between Courtney and Caitlyn, I would have to go with Caitlyn. Courtney is exhausted and I cannot take it. Okay, cousins, I have to run. I absolutely love you. I adore you. The husband profile begins in September. If you want to take the course, the link is below. Please sign up. And this is all of episode 13. Aren't you proud of me, cousin? Hashtag proud. Hashtag proud. This is all of episode 13 or 14. So tomorrow we'll just do the other episode and I should be done by Saturday morning. I absolutely love you. I adore you. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.